guys, I wanted to share with y'all how I make these kind of peach flowers here. So I'm going to start with the drawing, and most of my flowers are, overlap or are overlapped. So anyway, so I start with the center, and I do just kind of some organic shapes, petal-like shapes. You're not looking for perfection here. Perfection will actually make it look less realistic. And I can't think of what these flowers are called, but I'll figure it out and put it in the comments. So I'm just adding to this, kind of filling in these empty spaces. So I've got a gap here, so I'll just kind of fill in a organic shape. You definitely want some to be, more irregular than others. Just will make it look more realistic. I'm going to fill in some over here. And a couple more out this way. Okay, that looks pretty full. Now, when I'm painting these, and if you guys want me to sketch out one of these, a full flower, just let me know in the comments and I'll do that. I'm gonna paint this with, I'm using some Daniel Smith Potter's, I think it's called Potter's Pink. And then any kind of lighter pink that you have in your palette will be good. And then I'm gonna alternate back and forth. Let me turn this a little bit so you can see the paint palette too. I'm gonna alternate back and forth between this Winsor Newton Naples Yellow and this Daniel Smith Naples Yellow. So I'm gonna start, and this is just one of the things you are gonna have to paint over several days if you're like me, and don't have, a lot of time to paint, but it really, you wanna paint some parts and then let it dry. So I'm gonna start over here, and I'm gonna do the Potter's Pink at the base of my lowest petal. Just like that. And you can sometimes do a couple of petals at once. So I've got just the Potter's Pink, and I'll bring it up into the center of my petal a little bit. Then I'm gonna get a little bit of this pink, and any pink you have, this is probably not ideal. I'm mixing a little bit of this pink in with some Potters and some Naples and just whatever I've got. You don't want to let this dry though. So put a layer of that pink next. Just rinsed a little bit of my paintbrush. I just dipped it in the water just to get some of that kind of mauve, that Potter's Pink off. And again, I'm just dipping my paintbrush. I'm going to rinse it this time actually, and I'm going to go in with some of the Naples Yellow and just mix it with a little bit of the pink and a good bit of water, so it's kind of see-through, a little more transparent. And then put that on top. And they're kind of just going to blend themselves. You have to skip the petals in between, obviously, so that those don't run together. And it looks like I can do about 2 more petals before I have to stop and let that dry. And that's why it's going to take several days to do it. Do a few more. I've got the Potter's Pink. And this is a color that I've added to my palette recently that I really enjoy. It's a Daniel Smith color. I'm going to tap in some of this lighter pink I'm using and finish it off with some Naples. And some of them you can see the way I'm doing this, that some will be more pink, some will be more of the Naples Yellow. If the colors are not blending quite enough for you, you can tap in some Potter's. And you don't have to use this Potter's pink. You can use any kind of mauve color you've got in your palette. You could do it with, you could use reds, or you could use purples, whatever colors you want. All the techniques that I show you will be versatile like that. You do not need to go out and buy necessarily the colors that I have. Some of the colors I will suggest, I'll say, this is a really versatile color that you can use a lot. That's the way I feel about the Naples, is they are, it's versatile. And I do enjoy having different shades of the Naples, different brands. Okay, so that's all we can do on that one. I do have some that are in progress. And when you work this way, where you have some that are in progress, you can see I've kind of built up, just building up my flower here. And so while that other one's drying, I'll paint on this one, and then I've got a third one that I can paint on, and I'll just rotate my paper around that way, so I can paint for more than 5 minutes at a time, just not the whole flower at once. So I'm gonna put in that Potter's. And if you want to really add some depth, you could add a little of the Pymonite. We'll try that in a second and see how it looks. Okay, I'm going in with this little pinky Naples yellow mix I made. And then I think I'm going to add a little more Naples. I don't want pure Naples, but a little more Naples. And then real careful now, so that it looks like this is overlapping the other petals. And I'm using a tiny brush. Let's see, I think this is a 0. Yeah, 0. So there's that. And now I'll go on to this other side. I'm just going to touch the camera for a minute, make sure it's focused. And again, Potter's Pink. Oh yeah, I said I was going to put some of the Pymonite in. Let me do that. So the Pymonite is one of those colors that I use a lot. Very versatile. I'm going to do just some tiny bit right in here. Just to create a little bit of depth. Ooh, I like that. I should have been doing that all along. So now some of the pinky color. I could look up the name of this pink for you if you're interested. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't buy it again. Okay. And there we go. Yeah, I definitely like how that Pymonite looks. Maybe I can tap in a little bit in some of these spots. This is one of my back petals. I'm just going to tap in some and then add a little water. I'll probably go back and do that on a lot of these. I'll just do it on a couple for now and see how it looks when it's dry, but I think that definitely gives it a little more depth. And then I'm going to rotate. And this is the last one I'm working on. Where is it? Here it is. You can see how it's, kind of filling in. And I have gone in and I did outline a little bit with the Pymonite on some of these parts to see how I like that. I don't love that. I like it much better tapping it into the wet like we did on this last one. But let me know if you have any questions. Bye.